Welcome to another episode of Victory Lane Vibes. We are your hostesses with the mostesses. It's Jarrett, it's Peyton, it's Jer. We've kicked Art out for a couple weeks, and we are here after shenanigans at Kansas. First, I just want to come over here and say that I told you so. Destiny Spurlock finishes in the top 10 for her National Arca Series debut. I'll give a golf clap for that. I said that she'd finished top 15. Art said out of how many cars? I guess 30. And she was top 10 out of 29. So, job well done for Destiny and the people over at Fox Teca. Other notable finishes VOV alum Ryan Vargas finished 11th. Bobby Earnhardt finished 13th. Apparently, he is real kin to the real three. Cough, cough. And Cletus finished 20th with a blown motor. They are apparently are also going to be at Talladega, which for me is going to be must see TV because I love mess.
Fair enough.
But other than that, let's get to the elephant in the room. Jer, I know that you have disdain for the cup drivers coming down to beating up kids. And rightfully so, after William Byron wrecks his teammate and sends him flipping down the front stretch or the back stretch where he wrecked.
I can't remember at this point.
I can't remember either. But lap 2, William Byron sent Carson Quapple a flipping in his Bass Pro Chevrolet, which ended up him getting beat by I should be better about this. I didn't look at it. Like I know who won the race, but I don't know who won the race. Don't you hate when that happens?
Allgaier won, right?
No, it was Taylor Gray.
Oh, oops. Just kidding.
Oh, it was Taylor Gray. Taylor Gray wins his third race.
It was the second race of his career.
Second race of his career.
Second win of his career.
Second win of his career. We are all scrambled and jumbled up tonight. I apologize, but
I'm locked in, baby.
54 wins in Kansas. Toto, we aren't in Kansas anymore because we're moving to Alabama for the Digger race. But Jer, I'll go back to you.
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel about the O'Reilly's race?
I mean, it was a bad crash for Quapple. I mean, was it Retzlaff who got up into him and kind of kicked the air up under him to get him flipping? It was just tough to watch in general. I do gotta say though, I think this race of the two this weekend was the more like entertaining for me. But I do think it kind of comes down to, at least for me this weekend, the broadcast difference. I think as much crap I talk about the cup drivers coming down and beating up on the kids, like I also really hate just the Fox broadcast. I think I talk a lot about how there's a lot of dead air on the Fox broadcast, and then to see such a difference with the Xfinity booth and them just being like miles ahead of the Fox booth, honestly. Like they are just so on top of it. They are constantly like finding something to talk about, even if it's not like super relevant to what's happening on track. They're just so consistent. And so to me, that contributes so much to my enjoyment at home. But overall, I genuinely really enjoyed that race this weekend. Apparently not enough to remember who won, so sorry about that. But I mean, was it who came runner up in that one?
Ooh, no points for guessing. Who is famous for?
It was Creed, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that's
the
what
first
I
time
thought.
ever in his career finished second.
Oh god, poor guy. Is he? Where's he at in the standings?
He's running really well in the standings.
Sheldon
he's second in the standings.
Yeah. Oh no.
It's Allgaier and then Creed.
Oh,
and then it's Jesse Levin, Corey Day, Brandon Jones, top 5.
Corey Day being 4th in points is an abomination, but I'll let you continue your point.
Not really. My point just derailed because Can't Close Creed is really setting himself up for some concern. Hey, I didn't come up with that.
The alliteration. That's so unnecessary.
That wasn't me.
That was your boy Art.
That was Art. Yeah. Gotta
That's your
give him
guy.
that one, unfortunately. It's good. Unfortunately, can't close Creed. He closed once.
This is the
But
man. That's coming from the man who couldn't close out his marathon. He had to walk 20 minutes of it, although he's going at a time that I couldn't manage on a motorcycle. So he posted his time, and it's it damn near beats my marathon
rough,
PR.
man.
Listen, he's going to
Not even here to defend himself.
Listen, I took a fall too because I just told him, I'm telling him right now that I've only beaten him by 2 minutes on marathon PR, and he had to walk 20 minutes of his. So yeah, he's got me whipped. But please continue with your slander of Sheldon Creed.
Oh, it wasn't slander. It was more so just, stating the obvious. I think it'll be an interesting rest of the season for him. I've enjoyed watching him continue to try. And he won. He won. I was very happy for him for that one. But no, overall I really enjoyed the race. I thought it was a good one. Yeah, just of the two, I think I was just more entertained with this one. Yeah, I don't know, but I enjoyed it. It was good.
Peyton, what were your thoughts and feelings of the O'Reilly's race?
So, you ever age? Well, yes, I guess all of us age. That's a dumb thing. Have you ever
No.
aged? No, yes. And you sort of realize, man, I am really out of touch with everything. That was this weekend. I'm just out of touch. I enjoyed the O'Reilly race. It was not my favorite race of the weekend, of which there are only two. We're not counting the IndyCar race because the Alex Palou effect always looms large. The biggest thing with this, it was just such a messy event. And you will get that out of these O'Reilly Series races. These are the lower series folks. The thing that surprised me was if you had a teammate, you were screwed. So you had, as you mentioned, Art. That's not Art. Oh my God, I called you Art. As you mentioned, Jared and Jared. What we had teammates killing each other on lap 2. So you had Mr. Clean Air in the 88. Old Byron didn't realize there was a car on a race course and nudged up into old Quapple, sent him to a terrible, terrible crash. And I'll tell you what, there's nothing scarier than the media or the television jump scare where everything's just, a bit of pandemonium. And then, oh my God, there's a car on its roof. There's nothing more shocking than that in motorsports. I mean, I would say second is just Mike Doy just shouting trouble, which he's often want to do, which always sends a bit of terror through you, just assuming it's going to be your driver. So what? You had those two teammates going at it or, ruining each other. You had the RCR. You had Jesse Love deciding, hey, I'm going to put on Austin Hill's door, and just absolutely takes all the air off of Austin Hill's spoiler and sends him careening. Austin Hill in this situation, yeah, everything he said about the situation regarding what happened with him and his teammate was absolutely spot on correct. The issue is Austin Hill doesn't have any ground to stand on when it comes to talking about racing people in any capacity, especially racing a teammate. So, but once again, that's teammate interaction number 2. And then you also had, we're going to call this satellite team. You had the 8 car, Sammy Smith, and the 17 getting tangled up. And it was the 17's fault. He tried to essentially fill a gap that wasn't there, essentially just nudged into the left rear of Sammy Smith. What became odd was Sammy Smith just kept turning left as they both were heading straight to the infield wall. I don't know. I think we've all pulled that move when we've played video games. Like, listen, if I'm going to suffer, we're all going to suffer. And I think maybe either he got the car back under control or something intervened where he's like, you know what, actually, I think we can survive this. But yeah, so three teammate scenarios, making for some probably some pretty messy post race. Overall, I think the reason why I didn't love this race and the reason why I did love the Cup race is the late race chase down. It just didn't feel like Sheldon had enough speed at the end to catch up to Taylor Gray. And for me, that's the biggest tease in all of motorsports, but also going to be the most sort of enjoyable is watching a car get chased down, just taking little bites, watching where the chasing car can pick up speed or gain speed. or have to give up speed. But when you realize it's just not going to happen, it's just a bit frustrating. But I mean, Sheldon Creed's had a great season so far. I mean, it's still Justin Allgaier's salute. He is just light years ahead of everyone else in the series right now. I'm just getting that pull back up. What we're looking at,
That points difference is crazy.
holy smokes. Yeah.
Yeah. 520 versus 389.
Yeah, they're not even,
Mm-mm.
there's that's a huge gulf. So
Well, and it's only 20 between Creed and Love too.
yeah.
It's
I think it does help that. Well, actually, I was going to say Quapple is in junior motorsports equipment every time, so that helps. But I was going to say is that most of his teammates aren't even going to be consistently in the same car. But yeah, he's on another planet right now. So, but overall, not a bad race. I just thought it was just overly messy for me to consider it one that I would love to watch again.
Yeah, I didn't mind this O'Reilly's race. I think it was hilarious that I mean, not funny for Carson, but of all the people that should be in the 88, he wouldn't do that. The replacement driver, I feel like, always causes the most chaos when they're in the car, and just worsening, the points for Raj when it's time for him to get back in it. I feel like it's unjust. Really glad to see that RCR and their McLaren team motors are still alive and well. I'm sure there's going to be beef in the shop. Well, there's probably beef this morning doing the race debrief. Austin asking Jesse Love, "How dare you?" But I feel like it's all good. We get to get it out. Now on the calm track, so then Austin Hill can send Jesse Love to the Alabama football stadium next weekend. So I'm really looking forward to him getting his lick back. But I mean, overall, it was it was a race. I'm excited for Taylor Gray. Glad to see that RCR is trying to put up a fight to the JRM Chevrolets. But I mean, it was a race. Personally, I feel like the yesterday's race won the weekend. Outside of the chaos of the car flipping on lap 2, I just feel like it's just something about the Cup race yesterday that made me a little, yeah, you guys win. So we'll just roll on into the Cup race. Apparently, people who voted on Gluck's poll didn't believe that yesterday's race cooked, and I'd say that you need new eyes. In case you missed it, Tyler Reddick has won 5, and it's the 9th race of the season. I think we're in hell as a Bubba Wallace fan. I think we are officially in hell.
I've been in hell since Daytona.
Did anybody hear the stat that Denny dropped about Reddick on Detrimental today?
He's led 189 laps total this season. He's got 5 wins.
That's it. Like, that's half a race. Like, come on. It's such a Reddick stat. Like, unbelievable.
Man's just shows up and is like, you know what? I think I'm going to win the race. And just
the last 2 turns, he's like, I can do it.
Let's talk about that. So, thank you, Cody Ware, because I was not about to see this. Like, I was glad that Tyler was catching Denny, but I just need a little bit more. Just needed more. I'm glad that Cody Ware wrecked. Glad we had a green white checker. Half the group chat goes crazy. Boo, boo. And I'm in the house. Yes. This is what I wanted. Yes. An action for caution for cause. Perfect. Everybody talks pit strategy. The restart happens. And Kyle Larson gave away that race. He had a 5 car length lead. And I don't know if Tyler was like, he pulled the same move that he did at Homestand 2 years ago. He's like, yeah, I'm not losing this. I'm going to just floor it and go, or what happened. But it was crazy. Crazy race. Christopher Bell was in the way, ping pong off Denny Hamlin. Tyler's like, oh, an opening. Vroom. And he wins the race. Yeah, we're in hell, Bubba Wallace fans. Bubba Wallace gets his first top 5 of the season. And his teammate wins. Love it for Michael Jordan. Glad that he's getting all this extra airtime on TV. Love it for Denny. He's got a really successful race team. Hate it for Bubba. I really wanted him to win his 300 stars. He's still top 10 in points. Like, he's
He's
this
running
point
P8 right now.
this point system rewards consistency, but it's just damn it, another card needs to get a win sticker. Damn it. Peyton, what did you feel about the Cup race?
So I think I started to make a point that I distracted myself in terms of I've never felt more out of touch than when I turned off as the show transitioned from the conclusion of the Cup race to the IndyCar race. And I was like, man, I had a lot of fun. That was enjoyable. It had everything I want to see. And then I look at all of the comments, I listen to the podcast, I see the post race poll, and everyone's just like, it's boring. This is boring. This is dull. It's lost its magic. I'm like, what? Why? And I've just never felt more out of touch because like I'm thinking like, okay, maybe it's just because Bubba did well, but I was like, no, it was interesting. There were 4 or 5 cars. Like I genuinely didn't know who was going to win because Kyle Larson looked very strong for stretches. Christopher Bell looked very strong. The 11 looked really, really strong, and the 45 was sort of hanging about. So you had 4 cars that easily, could have been in contention to snag a win. You didn't know it was going to be there. You could see the comers and goers. I really thought Bubba had a good chance the way he was tracking down. I believe it was the end of the second stage, or maybe somewhere in the second stage, he was really closing down the gap to the leaders, especially where the 11 car was falling off. So I was like, hey, if Bubba right now, and when he's in traffic, he's got a 10th place car. If he can get a sniff of clean air, listen, he might be able to win this. And what he actually had was a 5th place car when it was in clean air, but still, you'll take that. But for me, the race just had everything I like to see out of one of these. You weren't 100% certain. You had 4 cars that you felt like should definitely win. You wouldn't feel bad about them winning. You had them mixing up with a bit different pitch strategy. You had the 11, short pitting. And then you had what Wise talked about for the O'Reilly's race, that chase down. Like, hey, is the 45 going to be able to chase down the 11? Well, certainly he was. You saw the way the 11 suffered on old tires as the run went on. His tires were about 4 or 5 laps older than the 45. So it felt inevitable that the 45 was eventually going to go ahead and catch up to the 11. What I didn't expect was the 11 have so much fight back. And because I really thought the 45 was going to drive away, and the 45 started having issues with 5 laps to go. You've got lap cars interfering, which usually I don't love, but that spiced it up. And eventually 11 gets back past the 45 into the wall. That would have been a fantastic finish. I mean, that would have been a great story.
Absolutely.
And once again, as is tradition with these stupid green-white checker finishes, the finish we were going to get before we got the green-white checker would have been completely satisfactory.
Yes.
Think about February. Think about Atlanta. Bubba Wallace. Strong race, goes off into the distance. Winner. I mean, would have been a beautiful thing. I mean, shoot, think about Nashville 2 years ago, before they had 30 or 40 extra miles of overtime. You would have had to believe it was a Ross Chastain. No, it was a Denny Hamlin victory. Would have done it after passing Ross Chastain with 15 laps ago. A great natural finish. Just let these things play out. And Jared, I was going to mention something I thought of. I'm not liking it starting to seep into other American motorsports. You have noticed, I'm most certain, on these recent Indy 500s, what do? Oh, there's a late caution. Well, we got to finish on the green. The fans got to see it finish on the green. They throw a red flag, but then they realize they only got 1.5 laps. So what do? They essentially say, hey, everyone leave the pit lane and then just go. And you end up with just pandemonium. The race distance is the race distance. The only time these green-white checker finishes feel satisfying is when at least one of the winners was one of the best cars. And what the fans are really rooting for is that some Toodle McShitless driver that wasn't quick all day just manages to sneak in, or something crazy happens. I know this is the popular take of the day, and I apologize for cursing earlier, but it is just so frustrating just because this sport is random enough. This is one of the most random sports out there, and they always try to find ways to add extra randomness to it. So But overall, if I was put this, where I think this race should have been in terms of good race, bad race, I mean, is it a classic for this track? No, because this track has delivered better, but I think it was a superb race top to bottom. And the only thing I like to say, they say, hey, Cody Ware's deciding to spin or having a spin and just throwing it all together. But yeah, I'm just out of touch, which doesn't surprise me, but I'm just shocked with how out of touch I am with the general NASCAR populace. And I'll say one last thing. People complain about Bristol not putting on a good race, even though they still put 70,000 people in there. That track we saw at Kansas and Atlanta, both near major metropolitan areas. I asked one of the folks in one of the group chats, hey, how far away is that from the city? They said it's 20 minutes from the city. It is easy to get to that track. It is easy to get to Atlanta. The fact that those places are not shoulder to shoulder every time because they put on quality racing lets me know that the NASCAR fan is not redeemable when it comes to actually attending these sporting events. Because I know for a fact that the Atlanta ticket is not expensive. It is a cheap, affordable ticket. It is near a major metropolitan area. The parking is easy and free. Everything about it is a nice place to go. And if it's maybe 70% full, that's considered a good day. So don't sit here and just, whine about, tracks that aren't putting on good racing when you don't even support the tracks that are putting on the best racing out there. So.
Jer.
Yeah. Gluck's poll is always, I mean, it's hit or miss to begin with, but I often wonder how much people's votes are dictated by the finish. And I think this was one of those races, Peyton, to your point, honestly, that like kicked up a lot of animosity about overtime. And I think anytime a race finish kicks up a lot of like discourse where people can have really strong opinions on it, I think that dictates their answer to that Twitter poll so much more than like, was the race just genuinely good? I think had we ended under a caution and, Hamlin won, I think there would be probably an amount of people who would say that, oh, that race was boring because the ending was boring. And then those are probably the same people who, when we end it under overtime and Reddick just comes out of nowhere because he does what Reddick does. I think those are probably the people also who are like, oh, well, overtime sucks. Let's get rid of overtime. I'm kind of on the fence about overtime, to be honest. Like, I appreciate. I feel like I hate it less now that win and you're in is out. Like, it has changed my opinion on overtime because I hate these like little Mickey Mouse moments significantly less. I don't know. I also worry that people, not worry, I think that people probably voted negatively for this race because they're just sick of Reddick winning. And mind you, he's only won 5 races this season. These folks would have never survived Jimmy Johnson ever. But I do think people are just sick of Tyler Reddick winning at this point, which honestly, like, as much as it's as disappointing as it is to not see like Bubba up there with him and everything, it does kind of prove again what we've all been saying about 23XI, that they've got something and it's showing. I mean, Reddick is still first in the standings. I think Hamlin is second right now, which personally I love. If the trend continues, I think a Hamlin versus Reddick, at least regular season, would be really, really interesting, especially if that bleeds into the playoffs too. But I mean, I don't know. I have noticed that trend with the Indy 500s the last few years. I think last year was did last year had overtime, right? Or am I mixing up my years?
I can't remember. I just remember it especially being an issue on the New Garden one. It was a fantastic finish, but it was essentially like not even a green white check. I mean, it was just more a green checker.
Yeah, it was rough. I just remember last year being full of cautions in general and being really annoyed about it. Bunch of people caught fire last year too, though. But anyways, I don't know. I think there's a time and a place for overtime. I don't necessarily know that this was a like perfectly egregious example of overtime. I think that caution was thrown properly. There was a lot of conversation around that too. People were like, "Oh, well, NASCAR's been so good about not throwing cautions recently. Why would they throw a caution for this one?" If you watch the replays at any camera angle, he's coming up onto the track. He's not exactly going back down. So he did eventually like slide back down, but not before coming like halfway up and onto the racing line. So unfortunately for the people who hate it, that caution was the right call. They did what they should have done. That does just trigger overtime. That's where we're at with the sport. I don't know. I would not be sad to see overtime go away because I do genuinely do believe that the race distance is the race distance. Um, Especially, I mean, we get into that thing where if you continuously call overtime, then it gets really irritating. And we have seen moments with NASCAR where they do fully manipulate. Um, they either don't call a caution when they really should call a caution, or just they pull some other shenanigans just to get the race to end. But I mean, this did create one of those moments, Peyton, to your point of like, we got to watch somebody chase down the leader and we got to watch that moment of anticipation and see it pay off for Reddick, which is just like so enjoyable, regardless if it's overtime or not. Like, for better or for worse, like that is a good race moment. And we got to see it. And you kind of can't, like, to me, I think that's always going to be like, unfortunately, it is beneficial for the sport, and unfortunately, it is exactly what NASCAR wants when they throw that overtime. But I mean, ultimately, I really enjoyed it. I think it's just another example of people should not be surprised by 2311 being good at their job anymore. Like you cannot sit here and say 2311 doesn't deserve to be first in the standings. I mean, Reddick has just proved time and time again that they've got the car to win, and he's the driver that can take that car to victory lane. As much as we would love for it to be Bubba, like Reddick has earned it. He really has, and it is really exciting to see a 2311 car in first place. It just sucks that it's not Bubba. Um, Looking at the standings, though, I do think it is very interesting that Blaney continues to be the only Penske that's really got a fighting chance. I think Logano is the next one down. I think he's might be out of the top 10. And then Cindric is still pretty far down. But what's Blaney? Is Blaney is third in the standings. It's Reddick, Hamlin, Blaney, Gibbs, Larson. Hendrick Motorsport is incredibly consistent, though. They've got 5th, 6th, and 7th. But overall, I think it's really shaping up to be a really interesting season, like standings wise. And I'm just kind of excited to see what happens next week. Because there's about 100 points between Reddick and Hamlin, but it's pretty close the next few down. It's only a difference of 5 points between Gibbs and Larson. So there's a lot that can shake up over these next few races. It'll be interesting to see.
I feel like a lot of people looking at going back to Gluck's poll. I'm not sure if it's because Tyler won again or it's just because that Fox is trash. Um, they missed a lot of on track passes. There was a lot of passing yesterday. I felt like I had more fun watching the intervals and watching the passing there than seeing their cameras on the leaders. Especially when like this car is a clean air merchant. If the leader's up 2.5 seconds, I don't want to watch this car parade around. Like, take me to the back, show me the action. And that's one thing that, regardless of the new F1 regulations or how you feel about the drivers or the team principles, the broadcast team will do what needs to be done and show me some damn passing. For 20 seconds, I'm in there and I'm dialed in and I'm rooting for whoever has more energy to get past them. And I just feel like that it's something that Fox needs to work on that the other broadcast partners don't have any issues doing. I think that's genuinely why I enjoy races on Amazon so much, because their camera crew knows what they're doing, like outside of the booth, but like the camera crew knows, show us action, show us the passing, keep the viewers engaged. And especially now with this, this next like 6 weeks, you got Stanley Cup playoffs, you got NBA playoffs. Like there's other people that people are going to watch if you're not putting on an entertaining product that your broadcast partner is showing. People gonna change the channel. So I'm interested to see what the viewership numbers look like for Sunday. I feel like a lot of people tuned in, but if Tyler wins again, I don't know if that's a palpable thing to write home about Monday morning, like we are here.
Two notes real quick. I think you're spot on. I mean, I know we rag on Fox, and you can tell they definitely, they put in effort, but there's still just some things. One of the things because I was trying to figure out and analyze, where does it feel like they miss? And something they tend to do a lot of is they will cut back to the leader when the leader is passing lapped cars, even if it's not consequential or even tough. I think they see like, oh, see, there's some sort of on track action. We've got some sort of duty to show the leader when maybe for 7th or 8th place, there might be something going on there that they won't necessarily cut to, or they'll get too late or cut away from, or they'll be busy trying to explain a storyline. Hey, we've got this pit road report on this driver running in 15th, and meanwhile they'll be showing that driver missing 3 other passes. So yeah, and the other thing is I wanted to switch over to the HBO camera to go and watch from Bubba's in-car, but looking at the intervals is like, I'm going to miss so much other stuff, because the track was on that track was pretty critical, where it was tough to really make up ground to a degree. So yeah, just a tough watch. And I know these races are not easy to cover, because you want to try to provide like some sort of consistent story arc or storyline. But yeah, I am looking forward to when Amazon gets back on the horse. And then there was another point you made that I wanted to. Oh, the thing that surprises me with the Good Race poll and people not being happy about Tyler Reddick winning, the man's not won a dull race. Like he's like Jerry, you mentioned about like people want to survive back in the Jimmy Johnson day. Like the thing about those days were they led every damn lap.
It was belt to ass.
Wore them out, start to finish.
Well, I mean, again, that stat that Hamlin like that's a ridiculous stat.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, like Hamlin, they confirmed the 189 laps, and Hamlin was like, "That's bad. Like I hate that." Actually, he's like, "I actively hate this," because to your point, like I mean, it's a classic Reddick win, and that he comes out of nowhere in the last lap.
Yeah,
Larson took the white flag. Yeah, he'll be consistent. He won. He took pole, but like Larson took the white flag. That was his race.
Yeah, like the only race that that Tyler Reddick stunk up the joint was Coda.
Yeah,
like that was the only one that he was like, oh wow, this is not in question. But everything else, like you knew that okay, he is definitely a very fast, like hey, top 3, high performing driver. But it's always something memorable. So I get it. Maybe they, like I said, they don't like Toyota. They don't like this or that. But these folks wouldn't have survived in the Gen 4 era. They wouldn't have made it.
I mean, if I was a Larson fan, because this is not the first time Reddick's done this to Larson specifically. So if I was a Larson fan and I saw Reddick come out of nowhere and take a win from him, I'd probably be pretty pissed, and I'd probably be voting negatively on some polls. If somebody took it from Reddick, I'd be thinking the same way. Like, I kind of understand it. It probably hurts more if he just comes out of nowhere and takes it.
Yeah, but they can't be that mad, because Larson led a decent chunk of that race and didn't have the car to close it out, and he sort of got brought back in. Now that wouldn't stop me. Like I say, if it was Bubba Wallace and he'd led a whole chunk of laps and then got bailed out, I'd be like downvoting. So I guess I'm
talking mad shit.
I'm a hypocrite. Yeah. Get this off my TV.
No.
Exactly.
Oh, I would be the most anti-overtime person ever. I would never shut up about how overtime needs to disappear. Like it would be. I would blame everything.
The craziest thing about this race is as soon as the caution happened, Peyton goes, "Here comes a Kyle Larson win."
I knew it. I knew it was going to happen.
And as soon as he took the lead, I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah. And at that point, I was just rooting for myself to be right, because I knew Bo was going to either going to finish 10th or 5th. So I was like, you know what? I want to root for me, and me being right is really satisfying. I was like, "Come on, Kyle Larson."
Because that is also like a Larson moment of winning in an overtime. They did point out on the broadcast though that he won. Maybe it was the broadcast. Someone pointed out somewhere that he won the championship in a winless streak.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, still
He
hasn't
did.
won. So
He
they were
hasn't won in a year.
no won a championship in the middle of that though.
Mickey Mouse ass championship. That's what you think.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything else past that.
Mickey Mouse ass championship.
Yeah.
Excuse me, moving right along. Just want to pause and stop to highlight 23XI's overall success of the weekend. All 4 cars got a top 15. Riley looking like
Nice.
he is. Riley looking like he is here. It is his time. I'm just say this. I'm gonna go on the record. If Riley wins before Bubba, I'm gonna crash out.
Oh, fully.
I'm crashing out. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do, but I will be crashing the fuck out.
I feel like you
Remind-
wouldn't say this if you didn't think there was a possibility it could happen. Are you
So you-
feeling some feelings?
I was looking at the stopwatch yesterday, and I'm telling you, on a couple of them runs, Riley was faster than Corey.
What do you
I
think it
think-
is? What do you think is like holding Bubba up from a win? Is it the
So
car? Is
he
it his
didn't have a
driving?
winning car yesterday.
Yeah.
I think all weekend he had at best a 7th place car. I think throughout the race he willed it to 5th. I was sort
He
of
didn't
the
make any
mindset of Peyton.
Big mistakes.
No real mistakes. I mean, he touched the wall a little bit, but everybody did, and I feel like everybody got faster afterwards. Like Bubba.
Oh, the 20 smoked the wall, and
That was ridiculous.
run. I was like, oh, sweet, there's an extra position. And then 20 was like, nope, we're back.
Yeah.
I was like, dang.
It's just Bubba had a fast car. He had a long run car. Who knows if he locked in. If they were like 30 laps more in the race and it didn't go green, white, checker, I would have been interested to see if he would have got there because he was hauling the mail. But I just think at Kansas you gotta have the track position to get up front. I know in a couple of restarts he got botched, like the one where I thought he was gonna go take Ty Gibbs 3-rod on the bottom to go, like I think that was the start of stage 3. Ty ended up checking up and took all the way to Bubba's momentum, and he had to sort of like wind the car back up to keep going. But I don't know. They were all fast. Bubba had a really fast car. He just never had the cleanest of air to show what he had. I thought he had something taken too, but so did everybody else in front of him. So that really didn't do much. If it wasn't for the tire wear, I think I would have liked him just not take any fucking tires and just try and see, based on the shenanigans that we saw last week at Bristol. But I don't know, man. Riley's pulling his weight. I know we gave him a lot of crap last year about him being the replacement driver, and he's going to have to go be a replacement ref in the NFL this upcoming season. But I feel like he's really coming into his own. And it seems like, to your point, Jared, whatever 23XI has found this year, if you can bring 4 cars to the track and they're all within 0.2 of each other on raw speed, you're doing something right. The money is being spent.
Riley this year is putting me in position where whatever happens to him at the end of the season, I'm either going to feel like it's unfair to him or I'm super happy for him.
Yeah.
And I was not expecting that midway through last season because for a top level team, his performance as a rookie was, I mean, even for a rookie, was not very good. But yeah, he has acquitted himself quite well, and those cars are fast. Regarding why Bubba Wallace hasn't gotten a win this year, I mean, he's been super close. It's like when you play a Madden game and the kicker quality of where they'll kick it right through the uprights. If it's a really good kicker, it's a really broad range, and as they become a little bit that little range gets tighter where they can kick it right through the upright. That's the difference between the 45 and the 23. I mean, Bubba's a super high quality driver, but I think everything has to be right. That car has to be, perfectly spot on. I think the circumstances have to fall right, and I think everything can. But I think where Reddick just has the ability to manifest things, I just think he's got that extra pace that can make things happen. And I think Bubba will still get 1 or 2 this year, but it's gonna be like last year. It's gonna be really frustrating because he's gonna be in positions where he's really close, and like, man, this is such a grateful thing to be. I'm so glad we're close. And then it's like, oh, this is Atlanta. I wanna walk into traffic. I feel so bad now. I just want to cry. So
I wonder
I was gonna say, Jared. Yeah.
I wonder if speaking of Atlanta, like that decision, does it haunt him? Like if he goes,
Mm.
if he thinks about making a move, does he second guess himself thinking that's the wrong one? I mean, yesterday on the track, like yesterday, it's fine. It doesn't matter. He made the right move to get where he needed to be to put himself into contention to try. It's just that I guess he had another bad restart when you see the four out of the top five cars all smack the wall and smack each other, and he doesn't gain any more forward momentum. It's like, well, did he get a good launch? But I wonder if I guess we'll see next week when he's more back in something that he's a little bit better at on the super speedways.
What do you think, Jer?
Yeah, Jay, what do you think?
I think overall, like, it's been, I think, hard to watch Bubba this season, not because I think he's done poorly. I think we've all um, stated that we feel the opposite. He's done very well. He just hasn't quite had the car to get there. But I think for me, because I am such a big fan of him and I watch him so closely, I look back at his onboards or I pay attention to him more on the track than others. Like, he's exhibiting a level of talent that I genuinely believe a lot of drivers on the grid just aren't. There are a lot of moments where I see him just again exhibiting the talent he genuinely has, but because he doesn't have that car right now to get him across the finish line, it's overlooked. It's similar to how I feel about Raja sometimes when he's not in the car to win it. Where again, he just has these moments where he exhibits a level of control over the car or just a level of talent in general that it's just again it's overlooked because he's not in victory lane. But I think, we do have to also look at the fact that, like, if Tyler is sitting first in the standings, he's getting priority on that team too. So they're just not going to be given the parts or the effort into Bubba's car the way that they are going to be giving that to Tyler. So he's just going to be coming in every weekend with a little bit more of an advantage. And it is one of those things where it's just part of the sport, so it is what it is. But there's that part of me that, that's that big Bubba fan that is like, ah, man, where would he be if he was getting you know, the preferential treatment there?
Yeah, it's like I said, and I just want to preface this conversation with a segment of the show. This is not doom and gloom. We are very
Mhm.
excited that Bubba is performing in the rate that he is. I know that his car has speed. He's fast everywhere, and he's going to have his day in victory lane. This isn't a doom and gloom segment of the show. Don't get it twisted. But I just feel like that we've eaten so good as Bubba fans outside of two races that you can sort of be a little, we can not be so high level. We can get microscopic in the do some actual analysis on inside the helmet kind of thing.
I mean,
Uh,
we've been eating good, but like right next to us, like on the countertop of
can
the
you
diner.
can you imagine, bro, if this is last year and Tyler's out to lunch the whole season and everybody's like, oh yeah, blah 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 blah, and I just feel like he's getting, I wouldn't say unfairly overshadowed, but your teammate that won 5 races, big dog. You and Charles got to figure this shit out. Like, what are we doing wrong that they have right? Let me see his notes. Let me see this setup. Let me try this in the simulator and see if it's something that I'm comfortable with driving. I just feel like stupid car. Everybody's so close. Like I said, you got a top 15 with all 4 cars. Somebody knows something, and it's clearly Billy Scott. Go cheat.
Go cheat.
And he's
Grab
already
the
been to
iPad and
R&D.
go cheat.
Already
Go
been
cheat.
to R&D this year.
Exactly.
So
They already took the motor.
Just has
They
to
already
pass post.
True.
right.
Post race.
I need 800 horsepower on the 750 package. Come on, now we got to do something, bro. What day is it? It's April 20th. It's Earth Day. Happy Earth Day. It's 420.
Wait,
It's time to cheat.
is Earth Day 420? Wow. Huh.
Is it?
I think so. Is it not?
I was going to say
First-
the irony level of that, of Earth Day.
I was gonna say
being
that's
on
pretty
420.
Earth Day. 22nd.
Oh shit.
It's an annual event on April 22nd.
So 420 is like, the Earth Day Eve. You celebrate with some of the Earth's bounty.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well played. Well stated. I like that. But yeah, we'll see. I got high hopes for for Talladega. He's done it there once before. He can
Yeah.
do it again. I don't think he's going to do a late block on Blaney this time when he's up front. I just don't want, looking ahead, and then we'll go move on the lights too bright. I just don't want any legacy motor club malfeasance. I need them to stay far and away. I know we touched on a little bit last week, but I'm actually, now that we're going into the Talladega race with the new stage links, I'm kind of excited to see how it's going to play out. Like, the sanctioning body thinks that with the way the laps are distributed in the stages, it's going to make them be more racy. And I am of the mindset of, oh, no. We gonna save gas and wait for green white checker, so we ain't gotta come down pit road. We get to maintain track position. I feel like it's gonna work in the opposite direction, but I think I'm a little amped to see it, just because, it's something different. We like different.
Trying something new. Yeah.
I wish that Corey Haim was an extra Toyota at the plate races, but I mean, the Toyotas did fare decently well at Daytona and Atlanta, so they'll have some speed. Somebody will. Lights too bright. My lights too bright goes to Kyle Larson. You bum. You don't deserve anything. I'm glad that you trekked away your win. I'm glad that you've been winless for a year. And guess what, buddy boy? Ain't no Mickey Mouse Championship in your future this year. Lights too bright.
All
You
right.
ain't the real HendrickCars.com driver.
Fair.
Jared, who's your lights too bright?
Mine is not NASCAR related.
Oh,
mine
perfect.
is
I love this when this happens.
mine is the IndyCar start this weekend, because that was just not. I don't know if y'all saw it, but they were not lined up properly. There was a huge gap. Like, they should have avoided that start. Elizabeth Blackstock tweeted or posted on Blue Sky something about, like, oh, if I were the IndyCar officials, I would stop the race, red flag it, take them all out to the hauler, and just rip them a new one. Because what the fuck was that?
And what's funny is that was supposed to be a single line start from the get-go, right?
I have no idea, actually.
We're being Long Beach, I don't think they can do like two lights. So the fact that they bungled up
it was like
a single lane, like,
the first group was double wide. Like, they were side by side.
Yeah, it was so weird.
And then there was like a huge gap, and then it was single file. Like, nobody adhered to any any rule, no pattern, nothing. And even the broadcast was like, well, there's quite the gap between someone and I can't remember who it was at this point. Like, they were like, well, I guess we're going. Like, it was bad. Can you imagine if that happened on a NASCAR track? Can you imagine the chaos?
Malfeasance at its
Like,
best.
not even chaos on track, but just like the absolute pandemonium it would cause in the fan base of just like, what the hell are we doing? Like, it was, I mean, that's how the IndyCar fan base felt. I think it was like every single post was somebody saying, like, what the hell happened at that start? So that's my lights too bright, is the IndyCar start, because that was a train wreck.
Jared, do you remember the first year of the Indianapolis Grand Prix? In IndyCar, like the first year they did, like, and they decided, hey, let's do a standing start.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That was
why?
Oh my gosh. And like, oh my God, there was some of the biggest crash ups I've ever seen at a race start. So,
because they don't like.
This is
they
not
weren't
their thing.
doing.
They don't do standing.
They don't do standing
starts.
starts.
Yeah, they never done it before, and they said, like, well, let's do it here. And yeah, there's a reason why they don't. So
I can kind of see their reasoning for that, because of like the history of that track and that race. But like, come on, like, let's not don't rewrite the rule book here.
All right. So my light's too bright, since Jared took some of the IndyCar thunder, and for me, I keep coming back to it. What you don't want to do is take notes from the 22 car. And it looks like this week, the 22's setup was just on a share file, and Trackhouse just said, let me see this. Ooh, what we got here? Team Penske 22 car share file. Let's see what they're like. Okay, well, let's just take this setup. What are we looking at?
It's like, what's his face's Spire folder?
Exactly. Like that same folder, they need to, once again, step away, because we're looking at I've got a question for you all. Who should we be more concerned about? I mean, Trackhouse, they finished what, P26,
Rough.
P36,
Hey,
and
man.
then P29,
Stinky.
and then the 22, no damage, P30.
Oh,
Stinky.
come on. What is it? His even year? Isn't that everybody likes to say Logano in an even year?
Man, nobody did that bullshit no more. He
Yeah, I was going to say, I think you're right. I think it is typically an even year, but I think that only
Well-
coincided to a gimmick championship.
Yeah. I think it was Keselowski was on was it when he hosted the download? He fully called out. He was like, yeah, I think if Logano was here, Logano would say completely the opposite about the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because Logano wins under the old playoff.
Yeah. But I think one of the biggest things that stood out to me in terms of that whole race yesterday was just not necessarily the teams at the front, some of the teams that were struggling. Trackhouse has Trackhouse. Your lights are so, I mean, the lights are too bright. Stop sharing the notes. Everyone on the team is having to go online to sort of calm things down. I saw Aaron Marks, the team owner's wife, go on and say like, hey, you know, we're all working hard here. We're going to get out of this. And we know this is miserable.
Ooh.
Please don't be so mean to us. Connor Zoach, I say, no one's going to outwork us. Like,
Oh,
man,
God.
it's bad over there. It's bad.
You got Zilly breaking out the propaganda. Come on, man.
So-
I'm saying is it seems like they're missing Pitbull's money. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Maybe they're missing his leadership too. Maybe whatever he brought to the table, like maybe people don't realize that he is guiding him. Like maybe he is Jack Roush in this
Was
time where
he?
he's the guiding hand. Maybe he was.
Was he
maybe he was-
involved like that? I thought he was.
Maybe
just
he was. I don't
finances.
know. Your guess is as good as mine. Whatever it is, just left the building.
Pitbull nose wheel.
Maybe Mr. Worldwide.
Hey man, I'm just saying that they was winning on ovals when he was still part of the team ownership.
That is true.
I mean, I feel like with SVG, you got to get your road courses, but it was winning on ovals with Pitbull.
Didn't somebody buy into Trackhouse recently, or was that another team?
I think that's propaganda.
I think they did pick up some alliance money, but I'm not professional enough to know that.
I don't think
off
it
the
was
top of my
that.
head.
I can't remember. Yeah. But I don't think it was as significant as Pitbull's contribution.
And
Meet me
maybe
at the hotel room.
And maybe Pitbull does a lot of CFD design in his spare time. He's like, hey guys, I've got these notes on the new Aero package, and they're like, no, Pitbull, we don't need you. So, dale. He says that a lot.
He does.
Does he?
Yeah, I think he says dale a lot.
A whole lot, actually.
It's got a whole album.
Whole album. But yeah, man, I don't know. This does got to call it like we see it here lately, and I'm glad that we're doing that. We're calling out the real. Last topic of discussion before we cut for the evening. Do we want to add any thoughts, feelings, opinions on this Denny Hamlin Kyle Busch beef? As we've rightfully discussed, ass is ass, and that's Kyle Busch. He's ass. But it seems like he was offended by Denny saying that he's ass on this podcast.
Can I say something controversial?
Go for it.
And by controversial, I don't think it's that controversial. I don't give a fuck what your I don't care what your past record as a NASCAR driver says. If you haven't won in how long and you are continuing, like you can only win in a junior series at this point, and you're just continuing to kick around and piss people off, your pride is getting in the way when you're getting angry that somebody calls you out for being washed. That's really all I gotta say about that. Like, you, at no point can you say like, yeah, I'm not doing so hot, not doing so great right now, right? You gotta like pull out your persona from when you were doing great and still try to be the heel. Like, I'm sorry, you gotta be winning something and be like, give me something to talk about that's not just pissing everybody off.
It's just sad.
Exactly. It's embarrassing. Like, I genuinely feel like embarrassment for him when he gets on Hannity and is talking about Denny Hamlin talking trash on him. I'm like, you had to go on Sean Hannity to talk about this? Really?
Mm.
Grow up.
Yeah.
Like, look at yourself in the mirror, man.
I am a Kyle Busch fan. And I got to be a fan of his because he was great at talking trash. He annoyed people. He was petulant, but he could back all of it up. He is what when we raise children, we tell them like, hey, you don't want to be like that. Don't behave like that.
Don't be the heel. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, don't be a poor sportsman because you're probably not going to be able to back up everything that you're saying and doing, and that's going to come back and bite you, where people are just going to be rotten to you. It's going to hold yourself back. I appreciate that in the world of sports, we can enjoy these sort of just, hey, I'm going to be a jerk and I'm going to back it up, and there's nothing you can do about it. And see him go out like this, and it doesn't, I don't know. And we don't get enough background on these drivers to see, like, hey, how much is it actually like bothering him? I mean, he seems to lash out occasionally on the radio, but he still smiles on interviews. He still does all his press obligations in a professional manner. He's not doing the petulant things that we used to seeing him do. And that's the weird thing is it just almost as though it doesn't necessarily bother him. What bothers him is someone saying, hey, this isn't the Kyle Busch I'm used to seeing. Like, something's not working there. And it's just such a strange, sad sight. And yeah, I mean, if this gets him motivated, if having Denny Hamlin, give him some smoke, which I thought what Denny Hamlin said on the show was well reasoned and
Yeah,
He
he didn't
said
say
that
anything
wasn't
crazy.
wrong.
yeah, and it wasn't even particularly barbed, but I imagine Kyle Busch, who probably has a very busy life, probably heard, 3 minutes of a 13-minute segment and just got the cliff notes and probably has heard the worst parts. Maybe that's what, sort of ticked him off, which I get, but I don't know, man. Like, try not to be 4 laps down.
That's real, man.
You're getting beat by Austin. You're getting beat by Austin Dillon. And Austin Dillon's not a complete scrub, but you're light years better than him.
He was so happy when he won that truck race too. It was also embarrassing. Like, buddy, you gotta, like, I agree. I don't think Denny said anything crazy, and he wasn't like, he didn't get on his podcast and just start talking crap about him, like pulling stuff out of nowhere. Like, he just said factual things that I think people have said in significantly less kind ways in recent months. But I think, like, it's not the first time Denny said something on his podcast about Kyle. So Kyle got, like, in his feelings about that. And to your point, Peyton, he probably did not listen to it at all. Like, I gotta believe that that man has a team that, like, will give him the truth of the situation. But knowing what I know about him and seeing his persona be the way that it is over the years, like, I also feel like he probably was just looking at people talking about it on Twitter and let himself get pissed off and then get on Sean Hannity and talk about it. Like, that's a normal thing to do. That's a thing that happens.
I don't know a lot about this, Sean. Is Sean Hannity still do the Fox stuff, or is this just?
I think he might have his own podcast now.
Okay.
I think it's just like, it's very interesting that I'm not going to say it. I'll say it after we stop recording. But I'll save that one for just the two of you and maybe the group chat. It's a very interesting choice is all I'm saying for this recording. I don't know. It's embarrassing. That's just it's just sad to see. Like, at least when Denny gets on his podcast and says crazy things, he's out there either winning or almost winning the race. He was pissed off this week because he could have won and he didn't.
Yeah.
Like, furious. Kyle Busch was furious this week because he didn't win and somebody talked about it.
I'm just saying, I sometimes you have to put in the work. You can't rely on your previous successes to shape you to continue to be the driver that you are. And I think that if anything, this is a reality check that only you can prevent forest fires. Get your ass in the sim. Well then, what a riveting way to end the show. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell your mammies, tell your Grammys. Yeah. We'll see y'all after Talladega. Go and buy some merch. I just got. Hold on, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show the class so the class can see it. We have apparel, if you didn't know, for the podcast. And I just ordered our new sweat shorts with the Victory Lane Vibes logo.
Ooh.
They're really soft. They're really comfortable. We make them in all shapes and sizes. You should get a pair. VLV Shop. Google VLV Shop Fourth Wall. Buy some t-shirts. Buy some shorts. Buy some stickers. Support us like we support you.
If you're listening and not watching this, I want you all to know that Jared just tried to hold up the shorts.
Yeah, it didn't work.
His background
It didn't
blur.
work.
It didn't
Yeah.
work. You saw like a brief glimpse of the
You got to remove the
VLV
virtual
logo.
background. Okay,
Yeah.
there you go.
Lose it.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Like
Victory Lane Vibes.
rough.
Y'all see it on the
man.
website. Gosh darn it.
We'll tweet about it.
Yeah, it's going up with the episode links. Yeah, we'll see y'all after Talladega, and be well. I guess I'm playing myself out because I'm the one that's stuck editing this. I want to come to work. Bitch.